Our city is no longer made up of just streets, buildings, and trees. It's covered in invisible borders that you can't see. A coupon that only works while you walk past this exact coffee shop. A scooter that refuses to unlock unless you are 20 centimeters away from it. A notification that only appears once you walk past a particular store. These are not coincidences. They're geofences. Invisible lines quietly redrawing the shape of our world. We're going to dive into that in today's investigation. So stick around, but let me eat my breakfast first. Before we get into the more eerie side of geofences and how they're being used, I need to just explain exactly what it is for people that don't know. So it's nothing physical that you can see, but let me see an example. So you've got a map, let's see if I can draw it here, and you've got McDonald's over there. Now, there's an imaginary like polygon or shape that these companies have drawn around with regards to location around this McDonald's. Now, if you are an Uber delivery driver, like a Uber Eats, what am I? And you land up inside this polygon, then when someone orders, they're like, oh, this person is eligible to be the delivery driver. And that's not just for Uber deliveries, it's for all of these other kind of things. And I'll explain a little bit later what else they're used for and how it affects you effectively as a consumer or person in the world. But effectively, they're just polygons drawn on a map done with locations. And they feel invisible to you. You don't even know that they exist. But they play quite a big role. That dog was inside the little trailer. How cute. Oh my gosh, how cute. Now they're gonna go for a walk. So the idea of it is convenience for these companies and for like the Uber drivers or for you in the future. That's kind of the goal, but there's an eerie side to it. It's getting colder here. But I'm gonna give an analogy to maybe help just like look at these geofences a little bit more. Imagine them as a tripwire, okay? And this is where it gets a little bit more airy. So when you walk over a certain location, so a certain lat long, the tripwire triggers, okay? And they don't ever vanish when you leave. So it's a tripwire, but effectively it's a circle or polygon or some sort of shape, and they exist there all the time. And stores use them, so they can put a geofence around them to see how many people are walking past or in and out their store. And ads shift depending on which side of the mall you came from, or which store you just visited. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if any of you have used Strava or any like running or cycling or sports app. They know exactly where you go, and they say, oh, once you pass this point to this point, you are king of this mountain or king of this thing. And that's literally just using a geofence. So every little step, stop, movement trips this tripwire for whatever digital company has put it in place. Hello, it's a little bit while later, warming up a little bit, but it's still a bit cold. I'm actually a bit cold out here, but trying to enjoy the last bits of... Can you see the sky? No, it's a bit cloudy, but it's still blue. I promise you, it's still blue. But there's an important thing we need to look at further. So we were talking about these digital tripwires, so these like polygons or circles, whatever that these companies put in place, that when you pass it, and when they say you, they know it's you because of your phone, because of all the devices that you have. It has a location, you have a location, and it measures, oh, okay, cool, gone. So as soon as you have two locations, very easy to map them. But what's actually starting to happen is they're not just measuring where you go, they're actually starting to shape it. Prices change depending on the neighborhood that you're in. So you might be in X neighborhood, but when you go Google something, your price is a little bit different. And when you go to Y neighborhood, oh, why is it more expensive in Y neighborhood? How do they know that I'm even in Y neighborhood? And how do we as humans don't make that association? but the tech companies are, and they're using it. And insurance companies watch, oh, Bianca hangs out in a very safe zone, so therefore chances of her, I don't know, getting killed, not getting killed, but like having a car accident or doing all this. Okay, no, that's bad examples, but the chances of a robbery happening or a phone being stolen is probably less. Therefore, we can insure her for less. But someone that stays in more of a dodgy area, oh, they might have more chances of like getting their insurance things replaced. Therefore, your insurance premium is going to go up because they don't want to lose money. So big cities themselves actually use geofences. A protest alert can be said, okay, cool, contained into just this block over here. Only these people on their phone get the protest alert or the natural disaster warning or whatever. And if you step outside of that geofence, oh, you don't get the notification anymore or things go quiet. So the crazy thing is that the street, look at it. It looks empty. There's nothing there. Nothing's happening. But I can guarantee you some sort of companies, whether it's a municipality or it's tech companies or it's private companies or whatever, they've got that thing geo-mapped and they know exactly who and what and where is going on that. And then with that information, they can decide what to use with it. Yo. What's up? He's got a geofence.
You have to do a lot of manual things, so just
Cool.
now you are just a little bit.
Oh.
And do the
Grab it. It's actually so pretty. Hello, it's much later in the day. There's something we still need to talk about our geofences. And it's a little bit of the creepy part that exists there, is that these geofences can just change whenever, wherever. They're not fixed. Your magic coupon that you have just for this store, whatever, just doesn't work anymore because you're outside of the bounds. The scooter doesn't start because overnight it was parked on the borderline. What do you do? Now, the ad suddenly follows you home because the geofence has been extended to around your house, making your online shopping a little bit more expensive. So are the borders of our cities moving without us even noticing or even being aware or being even able to just draw a line to be like, hey, I can't buy a house here because it's geofenced to X area. We don't get that information when we buy a house. I've never bought a house. I don't know. But I feel like that exists. And maybe we should be a little bit more transparent about it. No? I don't know. I guess as these geofences are convenient, the reason I can get Uber Eats or Taste Berserk, if I'm pronouncing it correctly for all the Dutchies, to my house is because the geofence is big enough and the drivers sit in that geofence and they can deliver it to my house. So I guess maybe this is the quiet cost of convenience. Good evening. It's Monday night. New sheets? Love it. It's time for our thought experiment about geofences. This one is interesting because there is a possibility that a bug could happen in the world, and this could actually happen. So, I invite you to imagine that you go visit a friend. You walk to their neighborhood. It's perfectly fine. Digitally, their neighborhood is actually fenced off. Suddenly, your apps stop working, payments fail, and Google Maps won't load. Nothing is physically blocking you, but the city has locked you out with invisible lines. What kind of power is that? When someone can redraw the borders of your life without you even seeing them. It's a crazy reality, but it can actually come true one day. It sounds scary. It can either be done by mistake or it can be done on purpose. But I'll leave you with that. And I'll see you tomorrow.